guys familiar with, or have you encountered anyone that is experienced with, they call it rental arbitrage, where like you'll get a long-term lease and then they in turn, that tenant will then rent it out as a short-term rental?
Oh, yeah. So I know of people that have done that. But why are you in?
No, I just like think it's because so many people in my life are like, yo, how do you do what you do, real estate?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this idea is very interesting to me. If you find the right property, the right landlord that doesn't want to manage, you can collect a healthy spread, and it's a way to maybe get a little extra cash and afford a down payment.
So I did arbitrage, but not from the perspective of property.
I was gonna bring this up too.
So right before and this is a brilliant idea, and I don't know why I haven't gone back to it, because it was working really quite well. So I did rental arbitrage with parking spaces. And so I went and
Hustler.
I went on Craigslist, and every day I would just check Craigslist and I would look for parking spaces that were on a business corridor. And like off of Milwaukee, or just off of any busy road that had shops around it. Mm-hmm. And like people would rent their little, it would be in a condo building and somebody was renting their one spot for like $75 to $100. Mm-hmm. And so what I would do is that I would sign a month-to-month lease with them. I'd never meet the person. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just an inquiry from Craigslist, but I would get them to sign a month-to-month lease. And then I would put it up on Spot Hero and ParkWiz.
Nice.
So it's like the Airbnb and VRBO, but it's just like people would then rent those spaces, and I would go and drive by the space. I'd take a couple pictures of the space, put the description of how to get there. And the person that was always renting it to me, sometimes they would ask, hey, what vehicle do you drive? And I would tell them the vehicle that I drive, but I didn't tell them the vehicle that was going to be parking there. Yeah. Because most of the time the leases were just handshake agreements. There was nothing in stone. If they ever sent me like a contract that said this is the only vehicle that can be parked there, then it wasn't going to work, and I wouldn't do it. But anyways, I ended up getting to the point where I had like 12 parking spaces, and I was making at least $100 a month on each one.
Hell yeah.
It was really fun. And this was kind of...
This is pre-COVID.
This is pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and everybody stopped driving.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh no.
At least you're on just month leases.